all the guys we brought into the rotation, who's the one off-season acquisition you're the happiest with? Who's pretty much came in and has done what we expected him to do so far?
I'll go first. Melton.
Yeah, Melton. I don't need to go. That's my answer right there. Like
Melton's great, man. Melton, I'm not upset about Tucker. I think just the starting unit's disappointed me overall, but Melton just looks so much better than I was already expecting to be good. He
gives me what I thought I would get, but he also gives you something that the other two guards, even though because we play three guards, he gives you a different dimension than those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they all complement each other. He can play with both of them. So, I mean, he gives you a good versatility. I actually think he should be probably playing more, and they should at times maybe look to play all three of them.
Try it.
You can't do that if you're only playing those three. You can do it if you play another guard. You can probably sneak it in there. But I think there may come a time when, especially maybe ending games, we'll end some games playing all three of those guys. Three different ball handlers, three guys that can make shots. He's the better defender of the three. So we'll see.
There was a lineup with him in it. I think James was off the floor down the stretch.
Yes.
And they were actually playing pretty well together.
Yeah, it was without James.
Yeah, for about 3 or 4 minutes, I was like, I like this lineup. They should do this more often. This is good.
But they got, it was some of it was them, some of it was Toronto being careless with the ball.
Yeah.
But they did play well. They were playing hard. They were defending and being scrappy and getting some steals and pushing the tempo. But I think they can also play like that with James. So I don't really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's no knock on, see what happens with James. No, it worked.
But I also think that's a lineup that, they can do that same thing with James on the court, and James sort of guards the three or whoever is the weaker of the wing players. But you look around the league, most teams, their three is not really a big guy. As far as one of those three can't defend. Boston may be an exception.
And you put Melton on probably the best wing player.
Yeah, I mean there's so much switching going on that you can throw it out there. But I think at the end of the game, sometimes it's about who are they going to defend too. So if that guy's bigger, then who is he going to defend?
And I gotta say too, it's a little hot takey. Melton, pound for pound, inch for inch, might be our best rebounder. He can rebound, man.
Long arms. I mean,
long arms. He gets up there and he just grabs them, pulls them, yanks them down. I feel so good about our rebounding when he's in there. I know he's going for balls. He gets up there.
That's also not a good sign if he is our best rebounder.
It's a terrible sign.
That's not good at all.
I understand you like that, but that's
no.
Not a good thing.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
it's a good thing that he does it, but it's not a good thing if he's the best.
To be fair about killing our rebounding right now, which it deserves, but Melton is known as one of the better
guard
rebounding guards in the league. So just to be fair, but again, as advertised, he came right in and he's exactly what they said he was.
Ask Eric about what you remember the other day you were saying Melton reminded you of. Tell him who he reminds you of. I want to see what he has to say about that.
He's a smaller, less athletic, better shooting young Iguodala. They play similar too, the way they kind of handle the ball.
Yeah, I mean, but
in fact, Melton's tighter with the handles, I think, than Iggy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that made Iggy so different was his size and his length at that size.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying as far as maybe the style, but sort of the best part about him is his feel for the game and his size and his ability to do that.
I'm saying young Iggy too, by the way. So I mean,
even young, he did all that. He just didn't handle the ball as much. But I think he was capable. But they just kind of the way he was playing, he played with AI at that time. He wasn't going to have the ball as much.
No, that's true. Yeah.
So it was just different. I mean, I had left the year he came, so I get what you're saying, but the size difference is a really big deal, though.
What's he 6'5", 6'6"?
Yes.
Okay.
And long, extremely
long. But Melton for height and length, he's pretty like the ratio. He's not.
I seen Melton this summer. He's smaller than I thought.
Really? Okay.
Yes, he's smaller than I thought.
He does have
long. The arms are long, though.
Yeah.
Quite long arms, big hands, and length from that standpoint. But he is shorter and smaller than I thought.
Okay. Interesting.
He was shorter than me.
He plays bigger.
He was shorter than me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I guess his long arms make him look a little taller from like photos and stuff. Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah. He plays bigger for sure.
Yeah. So going to the other end of that, so we talk about the offseason move you guys are the happiest with so far. Which is the one that you guys are the most disappointed with so far? And again, 5 games into the season, so a lot of time to change it.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, I want to say Harold, but how long has he been with us? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much did he really practice? Like I really don't know.
That's true.
So, I mean, I want to say I would like to see more out of him. But at the same time, I don't think we're using him the way that he's been used when he's had his best seasons. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if we can use him that way. So he when I coached against him when he was in college, he was more of a lob threat, energy guy, block shots, defense. He came in the league and he started having success. He was more of a scoring big. Mm-hmm. When he had his best years, they were giving him the ball. Yeah. He was making plays, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
especially in this short time he was on the floor.
Yes.
You got 15 minutes?
Yes.
Go.
Yes. So you sign the guy and we're not using him the way that he's had his best years. So what are you expecting to get from him?
Yeah. I know Doc said he wants to play him with Harden more because he likes their
offense. But I also don't know how we can do it on a team that's struggling to get Tobias shots.
I know. Yeah. Harold's a really good one. I was very close between him and House. I've been pretty disappointed with House. I find myself saying, "What are you doing, House?" a lot. I know I could just, I've said that.
I've only been a little disappointed with Daniel in defensively. I thought there was some games that he gave up some
open looks and buckets.
Open looks, especially the San Antonio game. That were ended up being crucial shots, and team went on the run. But I thought was, little basic coverage, giving up rebounds and backdoors and stuff like that. So I just thought from that standpoint.
Well, they're all guilty of those last two things.
Yeah. Well, that's why I didn't say him, and I said Harold. I said Harold, but it's not really from a disappointment with how he's playing, more so than how he's
being used,
and what I expected from him.
Yeah, look, I mean, when you have a lot of pieces the way we do, you got to find out what works.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I just don't know.
Find out what doesn't, I guess.
Yeah, right? I just don't even know how we can do it. I really don't.
They have their work cut out for them. Sure.
Yeah, the House is another one who's got a lot of criticism online, saying yet again it's another guy that we sign who forgets how to shoot when he comes to Philadelphia. That's the one thing I saw a lot of people saying.
Hey, Tucker's shooting over 40% from 3, by the way. So
yeah,
I'm that's why I'm not that disappointed, Tucker. But overall, I glump him with the whole starting unit. I'm just disappointed in general. So he's a part of that.
Yeah.
I think it's unfair how we've used Tucker on defense. Like we said this last show, he shouldn't be guarding the team's best wings for more than half the game, dude. Like that's not fair.
I just say to them guys, those 4 guys we playing those 4 guys that are almost the exact same player, where Tobias being above them, but defensively, they're 3-4 or 4-3, and not as good defending the 1 and 2. So one of those should be able to step down and guard 1 and 2 on a consistent basis if we're playing 4 of them.
I mean, dude, everyone was roasting us last game. Everyone got a little chunk of us last game.
Yeah, Toronto's a hard matchup for us.
And Phila had 15, and Anobi had 15. Trent had like 27. Siakam went off. Siakam just couldn't miss. Like it was just his night. You saw
he missed in the second half. He just didn't miss in the first half.
Yeah, it was just like, man, he can't. Yeah, forget about it. He's just on. He's on.
Yeah, well, what's with the face swiping? A lot of people are getting mad about his face swipes at Embiid. I mean, I don't know.
Them in general, Toronto in general, they said they kept making jokes. They obviously teach it over there because it was like 3 of their players smacked our guys in the face.
Yeah, they're aggressive, man.
I don't think there's anything to that.
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't.